Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be cutting this simple dress with feathers on the sleeves. Now I won't be using this feather, I'll be using Turkish feathers. So let's get right into the video. So first of all, you are going to fold your fabric into two. You are going to get your neck width and depth. Here I used 4 inches by 4 inches, 4 inches width, 4 inches depth. And then the next thing I did was to get my shoulder divided by 2. Her shoulder was 17, so divided by 2, that was 18 and a half. So you're going to get your shoulder, then you're going to get your armhole depth. So she's a bust 43, so I'm using 9.5 as her armhole depth. Then her waistline, which is 22, shoulder to waistline, shoulder to underbust line, which is 15.5, shoulder to underbust line 15.5. Then I'm going to get her waist to hip line, which is 9 inches, waist to hip line, which is 9 inches. So I'm going to start putting measurements. So the bust measurement divided by 4, the bust measurement is 43 divided by 4. So you're going to place the measurement and add 2.5 inches allowance. I added 2.5 inches allowance. Then on the underbust line, you're going to place your round underbust measurement divided by 4. Round underbust measurement divided by 4. Then you're going to place your I use 3 inches because it's going to be like an A line. It's going to be like an A line, so I used 3 inches. So on the waistline, I'm going to put your waist measurement divided by 4. I must waist measurement divided by 4. And then 3 inches allowance. Then on the hip line, you're going to place your hip measurement divided by 4. Now I wanted this dress to be very free, very free. That is why I'm using 3 inches measurement. So if you want it to be fitted on your body, you can use 2 inches. You can use 2 inches. Then if you're sewing, you can just sew with 1.5 or something. So we are done with drafting out the front part. I'm sorry you cannot see it very well. The table was not accommodating, but I hope to do better next time. So here I'm cutting out the measurement, the stuff that we measured. I'm cutting out our front piece. This is the front piece. So next is to cut out the back piece. You're going to fold again to cut out the back piece. After folding, you're going to place your front piece. You're going to place your front piece with no zipper allowance. There will be no zippage dress. It's no zipper allowance. I'm sorry, I didn't know I was not getting this neck part, but the neck you're going to be using for the back is 1.5 inches by 4 inches, 1.5 inches by 4 inches. So that's the only difference, the neck. So you're going to trace every other part of the dress and cut them out. So the for the opening on the front, you are going to measure 3 inches down, and you are going to open it this way. Can you see the way I did it? Can you see? So the next thing is to cut the facing for the front and the back. So I'm trying to cut the facing for the front and back. If you are new to this channel, you're welcome. Please kindly hit on the subscribe button, like, comment, and share our videos. You can drop your comments via the comment section. Be rest assured that we are going to attend to every of your questions via the comment section. So this is the facing for the front. This is the facing for the front. Can you see the facing for the front? We are almost done. We are almost done for cutting. So the next thing is to cut the sleeves of the dress. It's going to be an A-line sleeve, a long A-line sleeve. So I'm using 25 inches for the sleeve. I'm using 25 inches for the sleeve. You're going to get the length of the sleeve. The length of the sleeve. Then you're going to curve your armhole. You're going to curve your armhole and then check if the armhole is enough. Then you're going to slant it in an A-line shape, in an A shape. It is not going to be a straight cut, it's going to be slanted in an A shape. So then you cut it out. Can you see our sleeve? Can you see? So I'm going to cut out the second sleeve. I only cut one. I only drafted for one. So I'm going to cut the second sleeve. I'm going to cut the second sleeve. So our sleeve is ready. So the next thing that we are supposed to cut out here. Okay, sorry. Before that, we are going to iron interfacing on on the on the facings. Sorry. You're going to iron interfacing on the facings. So I used a gum stay for the facing. You iron interfacing on the facings so that to give your neck the neck of the dress rigidity, especially this neck that has a slit in front. If you don't iron an interface into it, after you're done sewing, the neck will not be stable. It will be flying. It will be flying. So you have to iron an interfacing on the neck so that after sewing it will be stable. Can you see? Can you see? So I'm also going to iron to the back. Remember, you don't necessarily need to iron the interfacing to the whole facing that you have. The most important place to us is that part that we are going to attach to the fabric, that part that we are going to sew to the fabric. That is the most important place to us. So I'm going to trim off. After ironing, I'm going to trim off the excess interfacings. So I'm also going to iron interfacing on the fabric itself, but I'm not going to iron that particular interfacing I used for the facing on the fabric. I'm going to be using a hairstay for the fabric. Is either you use a hairstay or you use cloth gum for the fabric. So it's still for the same purpose, for rigidity, especially the front part, this front part that has a slit, especially this front part that has, can you see that this interfacing is like a cloth? It's called a hairstay or a cloth gum. If you have watched to this point, that means you love what we are doing. Please kindly subscribe to this channel, hit on the notification bell. You can also drop your comments via the comment section. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'm also applying interfacing on the back. I'm also applying interfacing on the back of the dress. Can you see? So I'm trying to cut out the pocket. I normally place my hand on the fabric and then make a half curved shape, which I'll be using as my pocket. Sorry, I already cut out pocket for one side for this dress. Then I found out that I wasn't recording, so I had to like do this other one. So can you see? So you see, one pair for one side, the other pair for the other side. So let's get right into sewing. You're going to be using your interfacing, placing it front against front with your dress, and you're going to sew with less than ½ inch. Can you see? Then you're going to notch. Sorry, I didn't also know I was not getting this part, but I was notching. If you have watched several of my videos by now, you should know what notching is. So I decided to top stitch the back. I decided to top stitch the facing of this back piece. You can choose not to top stitch as far as you know that you iron your neck after sewing. Can you see it has relaxed? So right to the front piece, you're going to be placing your interfacing also, front facing front. Then you're going to sew by not up to ½ inch. Can you see? You're going to notch. Can you see? Okay, you see what I meant by notching. You're going to notch, but make sure you don't rip your dress. Make sure it does not touch your seams. So you're going to notch, and then turn over. Make sure you use pin to bring out all that pointed part. Sorry, I didn't know that part was not also showing. My ring light was not stable, it was just tilting. So but this is it. Can you see? It? Very neat and beautiful. Can you see? Very fine. Can you see? So this is it. Our front neck is ready. Now it's time to turn the shoulder. You're going to be using your back shoulder to turn your front shoulder. Can you see what I'm doing? You place your front shoulder in between the back, in between that of your back. That is to say, you're going to place it and then you're going to flip it over using your facing. You're going to use your facing to flip it, so it's just as if the front is in between the back. Do you understand? So yeah, you're going to sew by half it. Can you see what my camera is doing? It's just tilting, I don't know. So you're going to sew by ½ inch. So I'm going to be fixing my sleeve at once. Okay, sorry. You're going to do same to the other shoulder. You're going to do same to the other shoulder. You're going to put your front in between and you're going to flip it over with your back. So the next thing is to, can you see it? This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Can you see my neck? So I'm going to hem the down part of the sleeve with just a not up to ½ inch folding. Can you see? I'm also going to do so for the other sleeve. Hey, so this is the feather I'll be using. I'll not be using ostrich feathers because I am making this dress for a customer and she said she does not like ostrich feathers. So I'll be using these feathers. This is called the Turkish feathers. So this is the feather I'll be using, Turkish feathers. Can you see?